The MLW-M line was a work in progress. Despite the fact that there was a lot of design work done before the unit went into production, there were a lot of changes made along the way. The M line was one of the earliest locomotives to use an AC rectifier transmission for the traction current. And as a result of the AC generator, they had to have an air starter initially because they couldn't motor the generator to crank the unit over to start it. And that was because, of course, it was an AC generator and you can't motor an AC generator. So the initial units that came out had air start. Well, that proved problematic for a lot of the train crews. Unlike the WNYP crews, the CPR crews didn't really know how to use air start. And it left them quite bewildered. So subsequently, General Electric, the supplier of the electrical equipment for MLW, came up with a generator that was both AC and had a DC winding in it, so it could be used as a starter motor. And when they did that, MLW was able to eliminate the air starter. And you can notice that on any of the M-line locomotives, if there are only 2 air tanks on the fireman or conductor's side, that means the unit has electric start, like this Cartier one. The early CPR units were air start. And they were the ones that so frustrated the crews because the crews would use up the air without getting the unit started, and then they had no way of starting it without a source of shop air. When the units were first delivered, the first M lines were the CPR 4500 to the 03, and they were delivered with this screening over the rad compartment. And for rail fans, it was quite entertaining because you could see all these rotating parts inside for the fan drive and the compressor. But CPR would not accept them with the screening because they wanted to paint their multi-mark corporate symbol on the back. And the multi-mark could not be painted on the screening. So the first 4 units that came with screening had the screening removed, and CPR insisted that louvers be put in that place so that the symbol could be painted onto the louvers and would show as black and white for the multi-mark, the triangle, the circle, and the square. Another M-line feature that appeared during production was what they called the dashboard cab. Originally, the cab wall on the front here went out, same as the windows on an angle. And one of the things they made as a production change was to build a straight piece across, which they called the dashboard. And that gave you more room in the nose for the toilet and more for the toilet door, so it was easier to get down in there. And I see that Quebec Cartier has modified their top of the dashboard cab by adding a ledge with a rim on it so that you could put your food or whatever on here without it sliding off. So that dashboard cab was yet another M-line feature that appeared during production.
Go ahead and plug it. Alright, unplug it. It's holding.